Dude, this thing's kind of piebald on its legs. No way. Oh, that's a beautiful deer, guys. She's got some piebald going on a little bit. We'll get a better look at her in the light. But her leg, a little bit there by her belly. And this little white patch up top. Well, what's up, everybody? So, got this doe's hide over here. I would stand up, but I'm gonna wait till I'm done talking to take you over there and show you what I'm doing because it's really windy. Anyways, that doe ended up being a piebald, so I'm trying my very first time on preserving the hide. I want to make a rug out of it. So, anyways, yesterday I took my knife and tried to get all the meat off that I could and all the fat and stuff, but I had to cut my time short. Ended up having to go to a family event. So anyway, did my best and I salted it overnight. Now I'm going to take a pressure washer to it to try to get the rest of that fat off, and then we'll go from there. So I just got my deer hide out of the bucket, and it looks like I've got a good 1.5 inches of blood and water in there. That salt has actually done really well with drying this out. I was impressed. So I think I'm going to shake this old salt off and resalt. Just kind of going through this day by day, step by step. Not 100% sure what I'm doing, but so far it's turning out pretty decent. And I don't want to mess that up, so I'm going to do some research here and figure it out. I do know one thing: there is going to be salt on that for another night, so it's just a matter of if I'm going to hang it or let it lay out flat or roll it up and put it in the bucket again. We'll see. Well, what's going on, everybody? So you're going to have to ignore the background here, because in the background we have another YouTuber that I enjoy following, the Creek Crawler. Hello, Mr. Brian. I am watching you live right now. So anyways, enough of that. But I am in the middle of this tanning process still. So currently what I have going on is just a big disaster. I've got a deer hide here in the bucket. It's pickling still. I forgot to take the bone out of the tail until a day and a half after it was already pickling. So I don't know how. This whole entire time I've had the bone in this tail. So it has been neglected this whole time. So I went ahead and just took the bone out this morning, and it's going to be sitting in that pickling solution for a little while longer now. And I'm hoping the tail don't just rot off. But anyways, learn from my mistakes, everybody. But for now, I have just some wood that was going to be trim, believe it or not, for my house. Like right there. Like you can see all the trim that I've putting up and still need to put up. But that's what all these boards were for. But, you know, priorities. So I'm making a frame right now so that way I can hang this hide onto this frame, I'm going to probably just go ahead and poke holes in the edges and tie this thing up around this frame and get it stretched out for the tanning process, so that way I can come in with a baseball bat or whatever and just really work this hide as it's drying out to get it nice and limber. So that's kind of where we're at right now. I have forgot to film most of this. There's a little kitten that my wife just found meowing in a tree like a month or two ago. So yeah, anyway, we have that now. So anyways, hope you guys are kind of enjoying this little process. It's been a really tough one for me. I've been learning a lot as I go. I'm enjoying it, but I will be honest, it's a lot easier to say, here you go, Travis. Shout out to Travis Millard, or I'm assuming Millard is how you pronounce his last name. I could be wrong on that, but anyways, he is a fantastic taxidermist, so I'll go ahead and give him a shout. And yeah, it's easier to have him just do that with all my deer, but this has been really fun for me to kind of just learn the process and to handle, you know, the hide, and to just learn a skill that used to be more commonly known around here. I think of the Native Americans and tanning with the brain of the animal and just all the stuff that they went through and smoking it over a fire, and there's just so many cool things to learn about this stuff. So I'm really having fun. I'm sorry this is not a very it's more of me talking, I guess, throughout this process than me filming the process, but it just is what it is. My schedule is so tight right now. I'm just working with little tidbits of time that I have, and usually I don't have my camera ready and available, and it takes a lot more time to film things than to actually just do things without filming. For those of you that have YouTube channels or whatever, you kind of understand that, but I know that doesn't really help you guys at all, so I apologize for that. But that's where we are in the process, building this frame. Probably tomorrow, maybe late tonight, but probably tomorrow, I'm going to take this hide out, and I'll go ahead and rinse it and give it a neutralizing bath and just a mixture of water and baking soda. And then as it dries, I'm not going to let it get completely dry. I believe, I'm going to double check this all before I do it, but I believe I still need to have it damp. And then when it's not sopping wet but still damp, I'm going to go ahead and add that hide tanning solution with the hide laid out flat, obviously fur down. And then from there, I'm going to be poking the holes in it probably in the same time as adding that solution or letting it dry. I'm going to be poking the holes around the edges, tying strings, and putting nails around this frame and get that thing hanging up. And as it dries, I'm going to just be working it really heavy. I think I'm going to do it that way. I know there are multiple ways you can work this hide. I've seen people folding it over and rolling it up, but I've seen a lot of creases result from that. So I think I want to go ahead and just hang this thing up and just kind of work the whole entire thing with some kind of a hammer handle or a baseball bat end or something of that nature. So anyway, that's where we stand right now. Okay guys, this is quite a process. I can't remember where I last left off, so I'm just going to kind of run you through what I've done up to this point. Obviously killed the deer, got the hide back from the processor, and every time I go to the store with this much salt, and I don't know if you can see inside the lid, but I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, like 4 gallons of vinegar. I just feel sketchy doing that. Just wonder what they think I'm doing. So I always feel obligated to say, hey, don't worry, I'm just taking care of a deer hide. I don't know anything about drugs, but I feel like something about that just might not be right and could be used for other bad things. Sorry, I shouldn't say that on YouTube, but anyway. So I got the hide back. I fleshed it with my knife for like, I don't know, spent a few hours on it, probably 3 or 4 hours, and got it really, really clean, at least to my standards. And then I actually ended up taking it to the pressure washer, which I probably should have done in the first place. That really helped take some blood out, a lot of the blood, the discoloration, and you know, some more of the smaller pieces of fat that I didn't get with my knife. So got that all taken care of, and then from there, I laid it out flat and put about 1/2 inch or 1 inch of salt on it and let that sit overnight. The next day I went in and I took the salt out and scraped it off, or just kind of shook it off, and put another layer on and let that sit. I think I did that for 2 more days actually. I let that sit for 2 days. And I came back, got the hide yesterday, and got it out of the barn where it was laying flat. And I know some people say fold it over itself and all this stuff. That's fine. you look on YouTube, you'll get 10 different answers every 10 videos you watch. So I just did what I did, and I'm hoping it'll work out in the end. Anyways, I got it back in here yesterday. I took it in the house. I tried to submerge it in a 5-gallon bucket with a pickling solution, which is 1 part water to 1 part white distilled vinegar. And for every gallon of that mixture, you need 2 pounds of salt, non-iodized salt. So tomorrow morning, I'm going to take this thing out of the tub, and from that point, I'm going to neutralize it with it's just going to be baking soda and water. I have to look up the ratios. I'm not sure how much baking soda per gallon of water, but that's what I want to do. I'm going to let that neutralize for 30 minutes, maybe 45 minutes or so. Then I'm going to let it start to dry out, but I still need it to be damp. I'm not going to let it get completely dry, but once it's damp but not sopping wet, then I'm going to apply my tanning solution, which I kind of regret it. Like, I didn't look into this a whole lot until I bought the product, but I'm committed to it at this point. I'm not going to change it. I've got the orange bottle, the Hide tanning solution. I've seen a lot of mixed reviews. Some people like it. Some people were like, no, it was terrible. Some people say they've had both results. I'm really nervous that I want to mess up this piebald deer hide with using that, but I'm going to use it. That's what I have. I also have borax. I could, I guess, just let it sit in borax, and it'd probably be just fine for a rug or hang it on the wall. I want to try to get a softer product. I'm hoping to get a soft product, and I don't know. I've heard, again, mixed reviews on the borax, if it comes out hard or if it comes out soft. I'm just going to use this hide tanning solution because, frankly, the bottle says hide tanning solution, and I'm tanning a hide. So that's my logic right now. And then tomorrow I should know more. Well, probably it'll be a few days, because from that point, once you put the hide tanning solution on, you've got to continually work the hide, stretch the hide. I'm probably going to lay it out. I think I'm going to just tack it out onto a big piece of plywood. I'm still deciding. I could hang it. I probably should hang it, and then that way I can work the skin and stretch it and do all that as it's hanging. You all are kind of probably not even watching at this point, and I'm kind of rambling, so I'm going to go ahead and stop. I try to just be productive with when I'm talking. I don't want you guys to just listen to me, but that's at least the process. I haven't been recording a whole lot of it, just simply because my hands have been covered in nasty stuff, and I keep leaving my GoPro in my car and only having my cell phone with me. So, and just frankly, the lack of time. I don't even really have a whole lot of time to run and get my GoPro, get it set up. So I'm sorry. I really did intend on filming pretty much every step of this process, but you at least know by word of mouth what I've been doing. I mean, everything I've said, you can apply that to your process. And if you like how mine turns out, then awesome, do that. If you don't, then do something else. I'm not sure if my wife is going to appreciate this or not. She has no idea I'm doing this. I'm planning to keep everything right here inside. Oh, shoot. Come on, just there we go. Work out okay. I don't see any major issues with that. Of course, I am the husband, and sometimes the wives don't always agree with that, but she's kind of used to my deer stuff in here. I've got them kind of laying around all over the place. And by the way, one of those deer, the one on the right, is her very first buck, and she has a 9-point with a drop tine currently at the taxidermist. It's going to go on that wall too, so she's not totally innocent. But I'm pretty excited. I'm going to put some nails in this thing and tack it around and just get prepared for that, for whenever I take this hide out of that pickling solution and get it cleaned up and neutralized. That way we're ready to just go ahead and tie it up here and get it tanned. So I'm excited. This is fun. You guys should all try it at least once. It's a huge time commitment to do it right, and I put the quotes there because I've screwed this up so many times along the way, but it's been really fun trying. I have no idea how many screws to put in. So I'm just gonna keep on going all the way around. Okay, here's what we got, y'all. Got about 3-inch gaps all the way across this whole entire frame. All the way up, down each side and across both sides. So anyway, there we go. That's what we've come up with. I am going to go to Christmas dinner right now for a little bit and then come back. And either tonight I'll pull the hide out and tan it, or I'll wait till tomorrow. I'm still deciding. It's just in the pickling stage. I've seen anywhere, 48, anywhere really 24 to 72 hours in that. So I'm right in that range. I'm pretty comfortable letting it sit for a while in there. So I will let you all know when I pick that out. And I'll try to film the process of taking that out and hanging it up at least. I'm going to rinse it off in the bathtub. I don't think y'all need to see that. You know how to rinse something off in the bathtub. Hopefully y'all do that yourselves every once in a while. I know I do at least once a month. So I'm just kidding. Please don't take that serious. Anyhow, we'll get back to it here in a little bit. All right, got my hide tanning formula and a cup of hot water. So that's going to hang out for like 30 minutes in a cup of hot water. And got my hide currently in some baking soda water. It's neutralizing, and in about 30 minutes we'll start, well, maybe a little bit more because the hide has to dry. So in the next hour we'll start adding some tanning formula. Well guys, it's pretty much the end here. So I've got this hide all tied up all the way around. I've got a fan set up over there because I still have a little bit of water in the fur just from the whole process where it's not completely dried out on the backside. But from this point, I'm going to just get a axe handle or something similar to it, and as this dries, I want to just put pressure on it from the handle and just work it around and scrape it. And there might be some sanding involved, might not. Knowing me, probably not. It's just kind of getting it to the point to where I'm content. You got to work the hide a lot as it dries out, or else it'll just be super tough. But so that's just kind of all up to your discretion after this point. As it dries, you just work it, sand it, work it, do whatever you want to get it to where you want. So here's what we have right now. It's really pretty hide. I took this little comb here. I don't know if you can see that right there, but I took that comb and I combed it out very gently, just trying to not hurt the hair or the fur. So did that to just kind of get everything in line with the water that's still in there, hoping it'll flow a little bit better and dry out a little bit faster. So that's kind of what we've got. I'm very pleased so far. I really hope that, you know, the solution just works well and dries it out. That's my biggest thing. I've never done this, so I don't know how long it's going to take to dry out. I think it's a matter of a few days and working it over the course of those few days. So otherwise, there's the entry and the exit wound. Wife said she'll sew those up for me. I could probably do that too. There were a couple cuts when I got this thing back from the processor, so I'll sew those up too. And then when I was working it with my knife, I put a hole down there as well. So just a few holes to patch up after it dries, and I assume after it dries. I'll look into that to see if I need to do that like now or after it's dry, or if it even matters. But that's it. I hope you guys have enjoyed this little series of making this or tanning this deer hide. It's the first one I've ever done, which is going to be very obvious. Sure, I'm open to pointers. I don't know if I'm going to do it again. I might. It was really an awesome experience, but I'm telling you what, I'm absolutely wore out. I've been tending to this thing every day for over a week. And yeah, there are simpler ways to do it. You don't have to build the frame and do it this way. And I could have just salted it and put borax on it, I'm sure, and it probably would have turned out just as well or better. Probably better, because I'd probably messed this up somehow. But anyway, oh, that's annoying. I'm sorry, I had the light in the background, so you probably haven't seen me. But that being said, I'm done with this. I'm going to go to Kentucky this Friday, finish up muzzleloader season, hoping not to eat tag soup, but if I don't get one this week, I'm not going back anymore. I think I'll probably be done with the deer hunting this year. So that's why I haven't been fishing. I've been very busy every single day with this for the last week and a half. And then, you know, before that, I've just been doing a lot of hunting itself. So I want to get back into the fishing. Thought about doing some fly fishing today, but it's raining and we have 15 to 25 mile-an-hour winds right now. So that would be rather difficult. So I think I'm going to just pass on that, go get some breakfast, maybe get a haircut, call it a day. But thank you guys for watching. I really do appreciate you all that come back repeatedly. That's really cool, and I appreciate you guys commenting on my stuff and just encouraging me, not for the sake of algorithms. Guys, I don't make squat on YouTube, just full disclosure. I don't make anything on this, and that's not my goal. My goal is to try new things, or to enjoy fishing and hunting, or cars or music or whatever it is I'm doing, and just share it with you so you guys can hopefully enjoy it too. So I'll see y'all later. God bless.